Today, ladies and gentlemen, how to think like a pro. So 7 things that you can change to think as a pro and to win more paddle games. Vamos. 7 tactical adjustments that can change everything. How to think like a pro. Vamos. Oké. Ah, lekker boelie! And we have sales on justpaddle.com.
I like it.
You like it? Ah! Good match. So I got this tactic from Quayo. I don't know if you know him, but whenever he is in trouble or under pressure, he's playing to the body, especially of the net players, especially when he's further away from the net. If you're the player that is further away from the net, it would be better to play into the body. And I think many of us, we try to make an angle because we see an open space, but if you're under pressure, don't. Just play to the body because they cannot make an angle. So I will try to put some clips in that you can see that when I open the court or when we play in the angle or when we try to find the open space that we get a difficult ball after. Sometimes it works, don't get me wrong, but as a general rule, if you are the one closer, you can make an angle. If you are the one further away from the net, then play into the body. Make sure that you play into the body because then your opponents cannot make an angle. Sometimes if you try to play into the middle between the players, they can still make an angle because their racket is further away from their body position, so then they can do something. So to the body is actually a very good option. Then tip number 2 is to change your position to neutralize your opponent. If your opponent has a very good rouleau, you need to learn that whenever you're playing a lob cross courts, that you should cover the fence. And then you neutralize their rouleau because you can take it before the fence. If you have just one position and you're not doing anything with it, the ball will hit the fence. If your opponent has a very good fibra, learn to play from this position. If your opponent has a very good bajada, maybe stay at the back or stand halfway because they're so quick, block it from here. This is what they do against Quayo's bajada, for instance. If your opponents are really good in making angles from the back of the court, stand closer at the net. If your opponents are playing lobs all the time, go stay further away from the net because they're lobbing all the time. If you do these quick or easy position changes, I think you can win a lot of points because you're already there and then they have to adjust based on that. Tactic number 3 is learn to control the tempo of the rally. So against some players you need to play fast, some you have to slow down. If you are the team that can adjust the tempo, you're probably going to win the match. But it's difficult sometimes, I will tell you why. So in defense, sometimes it's really hard to slow down. You have to play faster. So if you want to adjust the tempo, if you are defending, play quicker. So they have to block the volley and then the ball comes back in an easier way. If you try to slow down a fast shot, you're going to play an easy volley for them or an easy smash. So sometimes it means that playing quicker gets an easier ball back. You cannot slow down when the ball is really, really fast. It's impossible. So then maybe step in or take it with the volley lob. So I think, for instance, when Chingotto and Alegran are playing against Quayo Tapia, they're trying to win the net a lot with Chiquita and go forwards, which is a good idea. I think that's better. What Ausburger and Dineno did when they won is they played more volley lobs, especially Ausburger. So this is a very good way to slow down the game because if you play the volley lob from this position, you can get out of the defense and Quayo Tapia cannot get underneath the ball because the lob is quicker and because he's playing the lob from this position over the wide line, they have even less time to control the smash. Sometimes with your serve, you can also adjust with your serve because we tend to serve from one speed. So we always serve like quick to the glass or slower in the middle. But you can also mix it up just to get out of the rhythm because if your opponents are returning better and better each game, it's probably because you're serving the same way. So also try to play like a softer serve to the glass sometimes. It's really difficult to get it back. Then at the net, especially with the vibras, with the smashes, you have all the time in the world to adjust the speed of the ball. So if you play against good tennis players, and you play that quicker vibra, they're not going to care. They're just going to block it. So if you play against good tennis players, slow down, because they don't know, do I use the glass or shouldn't I use the glass? So this is a big, big difference. So good blockers are probably going to block it, but they're going to struggle with that one. Then the next tip is to think 2 steps ahead. So it's about, if you play your vibra in the middle, you need to think, okay, the player on the right is going to get it. I'm going to position myself here because I have to cover the fence. And then my next ball is in the open space and I need to cover the middle again. This is how far you have to think ahead. This is going to be very difficult if you actually need to think it. But once you get better, you're probably going to do this automatically. If you would like to do a good drill, say, okay, vibra in the middle, go to the right position, play in the open space, go in the right position. Okay, and again. So you can get that automatic movement into your system by doing that in a drill, and it will become a habit. But this is gonna massively upgrade your movement, also with the chiquita from the back of the court, because when you're moving forwards or when you're moving from forwards to backwards, knowing what is going to happen in advance is crucial. The next tip, and this is where pros are better, they have multiple options. So you have the vibra back wall, side wall. If it works, it works. But once your opponent knows how to defend that ball, maybe you should hit the glass straight away. No, maybe you should play to the fence or to the side wall first. If they figure it out that this is your favorite shot, they're gonna adjust their position. Once they adjusted their position, you can go and play in the middle. Once they figure that one out, you play down the line. So if you have more options with your vibra or with your volleys or more specific tactics, you can beat more players because it works against more players. So if somebody is on the left side is not so good in that defending the straight vibra, it works really well for you, then play that one. So sometimes you only need 1 vibra to win the game, but sometimes you need maybe 2 or 3 vibras to win the game. And if this is clear and you can say, okay, listen, I'm gonna play my vibra straight now because this guy is blocking it every time, then your partner knows where he has to stand and you can win the match and you can win more points because you are already at that position. Then tactic number 6 is to play on the flow. I spoke about this in some other videos. It's one of the most important things that you can do. And I really mean it. So if you're playing good, play your next rally straight away. If you just won the point with a smash, continue the point really quickly. If you just lost a point or you played a very terrible shot, take more time, talk to your partner, get your towel. You can see that Tapia, for instance, in some of the finals, he was playing really bad. He just takes more time. He just gets the towel. He's getting time in between the points to relax and then get back into the match. This is crucial. And if you're playing well, then continue and try to play the next point as quickly as you possibly can. So then less communication with your partner. If you play bad, more communication with your partner. Then the last tip, this is from Ausburger. What he does is he serves every single ball into the body inside. So if he's playing against Tapia, he's playing on the right foot of Tapia. So what he wants is a smash because his smash is the best. So this tip is about put yourself in your strength. So if you play in a way that you get a lob, you can smash more. So if your smash is the best shot, maybe you should think, okay, what can I do so they lob me? If Ausburger is serving to the glass on the left side and Tapia can lob the ball straight, Ausburger has to cover a lot of the court so he can never smash. If he's lobbing in, if he's volleying in the middle, or if he's playing into the body, the angle for Tapia is more difficult to make to play over Di Nino. so then he can take more of the nano shoulder and smash more. So this is very important that you understand what can I do to put my best shot. What can I do so I can play my best shot the most? Let me know below what you think is the most important tip from this video. Sorry about my voice, ladies and gentlemen. I have a lot of... I don't want to, to get into detail, but I talk too much, and I know that, and you all know that. But I use my voice too much, and I also had some to cough a lot and to, you know, whatever. So I'm not at 100% today, but doesn't matter. We have a video for you. I'm gonna see you next Monday. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, and to put a comment down because it helps for the algorithm. So that would be really nice. So let me know below if you want to recommend me any video or what tip from today you find the most interesting. So hasta luego. Ciao. Adios.